My name is Larry White, and I'll be doing my lesson plan evaluation on rational numbers lesson plan for a 7th grader. The duration of the lesson plan is supposed to be 45 minutes. The first question is, does the lesson plan contain a writing component? Does that component require students to write as a mathematician would with their discipline in the real world? The writing portion for this lesson plan is found under the reflection section, and the prompt allows students to write as a mathematician in their discipline. In the writing prompt, it states students will write a paragraph in their journals about how they contributed to creating the model or representation within their group, and discuss one way their model or representation can be used to solve a real-world problem. The second component was, does the lesson plan require students to interact at some point as an intellectual community? Do they share their knowledge, learning findings using the language of the discipline? If you look under the adaptation part of this lesson plan, it states students will be working in cooperative learning groups and will have peer assistance. Also, under the instructional procedure, number 9, it states students will now teach their problems and solutions to their new groups. Therefore, it's actually covering all the components that's asked in this question. They will interact as an intellectual community, and they will also share the knowledge that they have learned within this lesson. The next question states, does the lesson plan include project-based activity? Are they doing the work that a real mathematician would do in the real world? If we look under the instructional procedure again, it says, give instructions to brainstorm ideas for how to solve the problem on their worksheet, and then create a model or representation of the solution to share with others. Inform students that they will have to show others how to solve the problem, so they must become experts in solving their assigned problem. So they will use project-based activity, and they will work as a real mathematician would do in the real world. Actually, they'll be trying to become experts in solving this one problem. So yes, this component is also covered in the lesson plan. Does the lesson require students to think like a mathematician? Does it require students to learn, use, know a specific set of behaviors and dedicate it to the discipline? Also in the lesson plans, it states students will now teach their problems and solutions to their new group by describing the model or representation their original group created. Since each previous group had a different problem, the new group will be discussing 3 different problems. So yes, it does require the students to think like a mathematician so they can deliver what they learned in their findings to their new students in the new group that they have. And it does require the students to learn, use, and know a specific set of behaviors dedicated to the discipline. So it's all based around math and allowing the students to teach another student what they've learned in the discipline. The conclusion of this lesson plan. Overall, I feel like this is a very good lesson plan. I feel like maybe that the time limit on it, which was 45 minutes, may be a bit short because of all the different things that the teacher is requiring the students to do in the lesson. But overall, it covers the writing prompts and the writing portion. It has your students thinking as a mathematician. It's incorporating real world problems into the lesson plan. It's actually allowing the students to advance their knowledge in this discipline and share with other students what is expected of them when it comes down to this actual lesson. I think it is a very, very quality lesson plan, and it should be one that I would look at if I was actually teaching in this discipline, and it could possibly help the students to learn at a good pace. And that is